Hey guys, this is Casual with the NerdHammer.net Battle Report, and today we have a Malifaux Battle Report. Rob and myself, we've finally gotten into Malifaux and taken the game seriously. We're both building our crews up pretty nice, and I've actually been doing some painting on the crews. If you follow me on Twitter at CasualNH, you would see that I post some pictures of the Gremlins. I'm still playing other games. I just haven't been doing some battle reports. But I have the Keystone GT coming up. This is a GT that Nerdhammer runs in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It's coming up on the 12th, 13th, and 14th. If you want to play still, we still have spots open. You guys send an email to info@nerdhammer.net if you want to get in, come out, and have a great time with us. Definitely have to plug that, and I will be battle reporting all of my games throughout the GT because I'm going to win it, of course. So that's going to be awesome. So let's get back to the battle report. I brought up my Gremlins. I'm bringing Summer Teeth Jones. I have the family tree upgrade so that I can summon more Gremlins from the Bayou Gremlins. I have encouragement so that they can get positive flips by hurting themselves. Encouragement, I'm not 100% sure on. I may take that out in the future. Can of beans I like to use with this the totems with the skeeters so they can fly around and fart on people basically and do 2 wounds on a pretty nasty willpower test. I have Lenny coming along with, passing out his Rams. He has the upgrade show off, which allows my Bayou Gremlins to kind of do like a look what I can do, and they just explode and do 3 damage to everybody within 2 inches. I think it's a really funny upgrade, and it's pretty nice. It works out pretty well. Bert Jepson, gotta have him with 30 cheaters, so as he's cheating, he's getting wounds back. And then I have 4 Bayou Gremlins to summon off of, and then 2 Slop Haulers to heal him up. I'll probably drop that to 1 Slop Hauler as I get more of my models painted and really get more comfortable with the game. Like I said, this is only about my 3rd, 4th game played. Last weekend we went down to Portal in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and met the henchman down there. Got a game with him, kind of showed me the ropes. That's a great store if you're ever in the Lehigh Valley area. Head over to Portal. I know every other Friday they play Malifaux and some Saturdays, so it's a really really cool store. A lot of magic there, of course. And Rob's bringing his Resurrectionists with Nico. He has Manacle Laugh, Undertaker. I'm not sure what either one of those do. Vulture, Mortimer with Corpse Float. That's more like Nico's support character that gives him corpses. Nico's all about support, raising zombies, letting the undead do his dirty work. Carrying Emissary. I know Rob's been going back and forth with this character, but I actually really like it. It puts up some nasty walls with the 0 action, and that really just messes with things. Philip and the Nanny, one of the funniest models I've ever seen. It's just a head in a baby stroller with a nanny pushing it. I think that's hilarious. A Rotten Bell and then 2 Kruligans. So let's get into what we rolled up. The strategy is extraction. There's a center point to the table, and after the first turn, if you have 2 non-peons within 6 inches of the center, you get a victory point. So it's definitely going to be a battle in the middle. Schemes-wise, it's always convict labor. Exhaust their forces. I love this with Gremlins because of the 3 action points I can get with my Bayou Gremlins. I can do a wound to myself to get an extra action point, so then I can walk up to a model that's already been activated and use 2 of my activations to exhaust it, and I get a VP at the end of the turn. Really nice for Gremlins. Rob chose Leave Your Mark, so he's going to be trying to put ski markers in my deployment zone. We both took Search the Ruins. I guess we figured since we're going to be fighting in the center, we might as well get some work done there too. Basically, at the end of the game, you have to have 3 ski markers within 6 inches of the centerpiece, and you get victory points for doing it. And I think you get a bonus victory point if one of your ski markers is in the enemy side of the table. And neither one of us took Public Demonstration, which I get that. I used it in the last game, and I really don't like it for Gremlins. I'm just not a big fan of it. I think it's hard to score points off of to get a lot of points. So here's our table. It's the first time we ever set up a Malifaux board for ourselves. So I think it has enough terrain and everything. I didn't feel that it was too compact. I felt there are some nice shooting lanes here. As far as what the terrain was, like obviously the swamp would be difficult terrain, difficult like halves their movement in here. We're still learning the basics of terrain, I think. We decided that neither one of us would be allowed up on the house buildings. I mean, this one was like 5 inches tall. That'd be pretty difficult anyway for anyone to get up there. And this other one that was like 3 or 4 inches. We just decided we have enough to learn about the game. We just decided not to play that way. So on my deployment, I have a lone gremlin over here on the side. I think I'm just going to move him up, maybe protect a flank here. Mosquito in the woods. I have Somer with 3 more gremlins in the middle. I have Lenny next to the slop haulers in case I want to throw them around. Lenny has an ability where he can push somebody up to 10 inches. So it's a nice way to move my gremlins around without using their action, their AP. I'm still getting used to gremlins, and I got to find a better way to move guys around. I've floated Trixie. I have Trixie Belle finally. I got her in the mail recently, so she might be another option. I just want to be able to move guys around without having to spend AP. I do that in this game with Somer. I actually let the other gremlin shoot him so he can get loud a squeal and move up the board. I think that's a nice little combo. And on the right side, I got Bert with another Mosquito. I like the Mosquito over here. I can give out Rams to Bert for his critical strike on his melee attacks, which is really nice, and it actually stacks, which is cool. And on his side, he has a Kruligan hiding in behind this building. In the back, there's Nico with Mortimer and the Vulture. Nanny and Philip and the other Bell are on the center line, and the emissaries on this right side, along with a Kruligan in behind this wall. All the walls are height 1. Yeah, so that's that. And this outhouse in the center, that is our center point. And of course, the 2 that I took was Exhaust and Search Your Ruins. So this is somewhere in the middle of turn 1. I move Somer up to the wall. I loud squealed him, shot 2 gremlins at him, moved him up. I did get some summoning off here. I got another gremlin coming in, another gremlin there, another gremlin there. So the summon machine worked pretty well this round. I think I got all 3 that I wanted to summon off. So that's pretty exciting. And just a quick overlook of the board at this point and the movement. I still don't think this is the end of turn 1. But Bert moved up. He did a melee, got into melee with the Kruligan and made short work of her. I did get a Rams off on the Skeeter here, and I think I got a Mask off on this Skeeter. The Skeeters can use one of Somer's 0 actions, so I use Do It Like This, which lets me, on a simple cast, I think I need an 8 to cast it. It allows me to discard a card from my hand, and I get a suit for everybody within that bubble, like 8-inch bubble for the rest of the turn. Really nice, really handy thing to use, and I don't have to have Somer. I can use it basically 3 times with the Skeeters, which is really, really sweet. And so this is the end of turn 1. I did throw these 2 slop haulers up, got heals off on almost everybody, almost got all the wounds off, which was pretty excellent. So that's pretty nice. The only thing is, it leaves Lenny behind, and I didn't think I needed his Rams. I didn't need to hand out his Rams at the moment, but the protection that he does provide, he provides a bubble that I'm going to be missing out on here on this first round. But I figure, like, him being a summoner, he really doesn't have a lot of firepower at this point, so I figure it's pretty safe. Rob brings a Kruligan up behind this rock, and I think this is a corpse punk or zombie punk that he raised. And yeah, this is just showing how Lenny's lagging behind and the other side of the board. Yeah, there's that punk. I don't know what he is, a zombie punk, I guess. And here's Rob's movement in front. He's bringing everybody up. He lured Mortimer up with the bell. Nico's hanging behind. I think he ends up moving before this turns over. And the emissary moves up like so. From the emissary, let me go back. He did put his emissary wall up right where this mindless zombie is. And then when he takes it down, he gets a mindless zombie from it. And so he does a tricky move. Somehow he was able to place a corpse marker, and then he rezzed one of these flying guys and a mindless zombie right in melee range of so many of my guys. So I have to deal with him before I can get some shooting off or res more more gremlins. So I gotta handle him some way. So I bring Lenny in on the charge. And I found this out after the game, but he charged and he killed the mindless zombie immediately, so we weren't sure if he was allowed to attack again another target within melee range. I found out that you can't. The attack's actually lost. If anyone has any objection to that, let me know, because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. But I did end up using both of the attacks against the rules, and ended up killing both of those, making more corpse markers for Nico, just what he loves. So here in the center, this is somewhere around turn 2, I believe. I got a ski marker down here in the pond and a ski marker over here. I think we were playing Philip has Chatty, but I think it's actually on a 1 action that he has it. So it was kind of difficult for me to be outside of 6 inches from Philip and be able to place my scheme markers and still be within 6 inches of the table. With that chatty, Rob was thinking that I'm just going to drive Philip up, and then his scheme markers are going to be hard. At this point, we kind of realized like what schemes we both took as far as search the ruins. Move Bert over this way, and yeah, just a shot of my Gremlin swarm starting to do things. I'm moving around the house here, trying to protect the flanks, maybe squeeze into the back. Yeah, so the Gremlins have multiplied for sure. This Gremlin over here, he actually ran that Kruligan and dropped a scheme marker in my deployment zone. So I used this Gremlin to get near the scheme marker because I figured he had then make your mark or land your mark. I forget what it was. So I knew with the scheme that if he had an enemy within 4 inches of the scheme marker, he couldn't claim the victory point for it. So I moved him over. The next turn, I actually go over. I actually end up killing the Kruligan, and I get rid of his scheme marker and run that Gremlin up the board. Yeah, you can see I did kill the corpse there, and I'm gonna go over and get that scheme marker. Just a shot on that side. And over here, Mortimer's, yeah, he's making corpse markers. He summoned in another bell at this point, and the emissary puts up that wall. So really eliminates my shooting abilities and my one shooting lane that I had on this side. So yeah, that was a pretty smart move there. Those stones are really getting annoying. So I think this is around turn 3. Yeah, I got 3 victory points at this point. I think Rob has 2. I start moving the Gremlins up. I think there is a punk zombie back here also. We get into some action there. Lenny's starting to move up, getting closer. He did kill one of my scheme markers and turned it into a corpse marker. I think Philip does that. And so I got another scheme marker down. I'm still 1 scheme marker short of being able to get the objective at the end, and he does have some scheme marker manipulation, so I have to be careful with that. Another mindless zombie comes in. There's a lot of corpses now. As you see, Mortimer's dead. I activated Somer super early and shot Mortimer. I thought it was a good opportunity to get him. It was the only line of sight kind of thing that I had. But in reality, there's enough corpse on the ground already. I mean, the Gremlins have been doing their job at creating corpse markers. So it was probably too early to activate Somer at this point just to kill him. Probably wasn't worth it. But yeah, I jumped at the opportunity. You can see the line of fire there from Somer. And Bert, I actually think I forgot to activate him 1 turn. I moved this Gremlin. This was a poor move. I moved this Gremlin over to swing at Philip and the nanny, but he has to pass a willpower test every time he does it, and it just wasn't worth it. What I should have did was just run him off and did a show off and blew him up, and just try to get some wounds on the nanny without having to take the willpower test. And then Bert has decent willpower, maybe I could have charged with Bert and get some actions. But with that Gremlin there, Bert actually can't make that charge. So yeah, it was just a mistake, I guess. Yep, so over here, just showing Rob's movement. And yeah, that's the line of sight Somer had, but look at all those corpse markers. And Nico activates and brings up some zombies. My goodness. He also brings up a flesh construct that I don't know if I have a picture of. Because that flesh construct, he had 2 attacks. He swings at Somer on 1, and I defend it. And I totally forgot to use Somer's loudest squeal and run away out of that. So he gets another attack, and the only card in the deck that could kill Somer was the red Joker, and Rob pulls it from the top of his deck and kills Somer. That's okay. Gremlins can function without their master. They can still run schemes. So Bert, I shoot with Bert, and I kill a bunch of guys with the blast, I believe. And I also had another Gremlin here that ran in and blew himself up. He showed Lenny what he could do. So I remake some more corpse markers for Nico, but I did clear up the middle so that hopefully I can get my guys close enough so that I can get the extraction strategy, the victory points for that, and try to get another scheme marker close. He did res up some flying guy and flew her deep into my zone, so he's definitely going to get at least a point from leave your mark. He's going to drop a scheme marker back there. My guys on this other side of this building are just working, trying to get close so they can drop either a scheme marker or maybe get the exhaust. exhaust your forces. I was able to get exhaust off once and not another time the whole game. You have to do it to a non-peon model, so all these corpses that he's resing, all these zombies, I can't do it to them. So, and all his all his guys are pretty well protected. I really can't get in there because he just keeps making roadblocks in front of me. So he's really doing a good job of denying me exhaust their forces. Over here, yeah, just making corpse markers. And it is 3-4 going into turn 5, so I'm up by 1 victory point. I'm starting to do the totals in my head, and we're really just playing for schemes at the moment. He gets this scheme marker, so it's going to be 4-4. He puts up a wall here, which was great. It stopped Bert from getting in closer, but I was able to drop a scheme marker with Bert, and over here, this gremlin was stuck in melee with this zombie, so I decided to risk it. I go through the disengage strikes. I succeed. I get over. He had a corpse marker right here in my deployment zone, which would have gave him an extra point, and I had 1 interaction left. So I interacted with the corpse marker, got rid of it, saved that victory point, and I was able to get a gremlin within 6 inches for the strategy, and Lenny's within 6, so I'm gonna get 2 victory points for that, or 1 victory point for that. But I did get another scheme marker down, so I have 3 scheme markers. I'm gonna get 2 scheme markers for Search the Ruins, and Rob got the scheme marker down. This is where this special is. That's actually where the informant is now, but that's okay because Lenny and him are there. So for the strategy, he's good. And Rob got the 3 scheme markers down, and we tie 7-7. It was a real fun game, and I'm so excited about Malifaux, man. It really is a good game. I know it's not our rank and file, but I have Kings of War for rank and file. And as far as 9th Age, just no one plays it in my area. I know there's some guys trying to start up, and I'll definitely play it if I can get games. But right now, Malifaux seems to have my heart at the moment. I am playing the Keystone GT, so Kings of War is going to be on the platter for the next week or two. But thanks guys for watching. Malifaux is a tough game to kind of battle report. I hope I explained everything to the best of my ability. And look for more games. Come on back. And if you want to go to Keystone GT, email info@nerdhammer.net and come out and join us, man. We're gonna have a great time. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's been a while, but bear with me. I'm gonna have lots of reports to come.